Hey everybody. So this week's question is, why do the Jews and Samaritans hate each other so much? Now, if you spend much time in the New Testament, you see this clash between these two groups of people who live right next to each other. The Jews in kind of southern and northern parts of Israel, and the Samaritans kind of right in between this territory. So where does that animosity come from? You actually have to wind back several hundred years to get to the roots of that. In about 722, Assyria is conquering the world, and their philosophy when they conquer an area is to take the people that live there and disperse them, move them out into other parts of their kingdom, and then bring new people in. And those folks can then intermarry and grow up with some of the folks that were left behind. So you've got this hybrid community that starts over in these new spaces. Well, that's what happened to northern Israel about 722. It was two different kingdoms, one in the south, one in the north. The northern one is conquered, sent away, lots of new people come in, but some of the folks from northern Israel are still allowed to stay. They intermarry, they come up with this new community. A new community that has some Jewish roots, has some of the similar beliefs, but as they grow further and further apart over the years, they just argue a whole lot about who's right. And again, if you're in the South, you saw your brothers and sisters up in the North get moved out of that territory. Now all these other people have moved into those spaces. There's already going to be animosity. Now you're combining that with faith and religion, and somehow they think they figured it out up north, and you in the South believe you have the one true faith. There is all kinds of tension. So there's going to be political tension. There's going to be religious tension. There's going to be familial tension, all of that going on, and it just builds and builds and builds until we get to these stories hundreds of years later where the Jewish people and the Samaritans absolutely hate each other. Sworn enemies. All joking aside, I don't know that we really have anything like that in our day to day with that much history, that much animosity against one another. So when Jesus enters into those situations and he treats Samaritans like people, people who are welcome in God's family, that is as mind-blowing, groundbreaking an idea as you can possibly have at the time. And if that doesn't drive home the message of Jesus, man, I don't know what does. If you really want to get challenged about that, think about this. The person you dislike the most, the person you have the least in common with, the person that makes you so angry that they even exist, is the person that Jesus welcomes into God's family just like you. Oof. That's a tough one to sit with. That's part of our lesson from this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.